feel like an imposter at some point in our career. Perhaps it was when you were first starting, or maybe it was after you got that big promotion. But statistically, it's safe to assume that many of us have struggled with imposter syndrome at some point in our career. So this week, our top 10 list is about dealing with imposter syndrome. How do you deal with that sneaky feeling that you aren't who you say you are and are just pretending to know what you were doing? And of course, you didn't disappoint. The most common answer shared was to pay attention to your self talk and to know your own self worth. Remind yourself that you do know what you're doing and you got the job because you were qualified, not because you're lucky and you're not an imposter, even though it might feel that way. Ensure your internal voice is saying the type of things that you would say to your best friend. Make it positive instead of destructive. And I think that everyone suggested that this is the most important thing to do to get over that feeling of inadequacy. I also heard from many people that having a mentor is an excellent way to help yourself as well. This mentor doesn't need to be someone you work with, but someone you can ask questions where you won't feel that you're stupid or that you don't know what you're doing. Make your mentor someone who makes you feel good about yourself. You can have a mentor at 21 and you can have a mentor at 61. They don't have to be older, they just have to be that supportive friend who helps you feel good about you. Kim Ottenbright from Halifax, Nova Scotia says that she reminds herself to stop comparing herself to others. We are all at different points in our journey, and it is often not the same journey at all. Now, in the social media world that we live in, it's easy to compare yourself to others every day. When I open up LinkedIn every morning, I see all kinds of announcements from my connections about their promotion, the awards they've won, the certifications they've earned. And it's easy to compare yourself and think that you should be doing that too. Don't. It's not helpful for you to think you need to do what everyone else is doing. And it isn't everyone else, it's just a few in a collection of thousands or hundreds of connections. Number four this week comes from Carol Fitzgerald in Jacksonville, Florida, who reminds us that we still need to do our homework and we do need to research everything. Try to learn as much as you can about the subject matter. If you're going into a senior executive leadership meeting, find out what is on the agenda and research everything so that you know what they're talking about. You don't want to feel unprepared, or those feelings of imposter syndrome will sneak in. Instead, research. Susan Miles from San Diego, California says that if you can't find a mentor, then to be sure, ask several different people for help. There are tons of places to go. Here, for example, or on our Help Me Rhonda questions, as well as online with your connections. Susan says that virtually everything we do for our job, any job, has been done before, and someone out there will help you if you ask. Now, be sure to join my Facebook page for Admins Rock, and you can ask your questions there too. Michelle Morford from Maryville, Washington brings us number six. Michelle said that we need to avoid speaking just for the sake of speaking. Along Carol's line tip to do your research, she says to be strategic and knowledgeable. Have the confidence and the knowledge to know when to speak up, and have the confidence and knowledge to know when to be quiet too. From Victoria, BC, Sheila Brown tells us to keep a kudos file. Keep a list of all the things you've accomplished. It doesn't have to be fancy, but you have to be able to go back and look at it to remind yourself all the great things you've accomplished so far. These kudo files remind you that you are qualified and able, and you don't have to feel like an imposter. Number eight comes from Elizabeth Edmonds from London, England. Elizabeth tells us to name it and normalize it. For instance, you say to yourself, I'm not unqualified, but I feel uncomfortable because this is new. She says that if you label that voice in your head like, that's my inner critic, it allows you to name it and challenge it rather than accept it as fact. So I am qualified. This is uncomfortable. I'll be okay. Number nine comes from ChatGPT, as I thought I would see what advice it came up with. And it suggested that you use the 3-month rule. I was new to this one. If you are in a new role or project, remind yourself that it is normal to feel unsure for the first 3 months. This reframes turning temporary discomfort and feeling of imposter syndrome into expected progress. I liked it. And number 10 comes from me. And I suggest you redefine your expertise. You don't have to know everything to be competent. You just need to know where to find the answer or who to ask for help. You are an expert. Don't take that away from yourself, and you are resourceful. So use your resourcefulness to help you do whatever it is that you need to do. Whether we label the feeling as imposter syndrome or not, we all sometimes get doubts about what we can do and what we know. Now, that's better than assuming you know how to do everything and will never make mistakes. But you don't want it to cause you to avoid things because of that feeling. These tips will help you battle the imposter syndrome. And good luck.